Hello friends, you are welcome in video lecture series on the topic biofertilizers. So today I am going to discuss the role of this Anabiana association with Azolla. So this Anabiana is a example of cyanobacteria or blue-green algae. So this cyanobacterial member Anabiana grows along with this Azolla and maintain the symbiotic relationship with this Azolla. So this Azolla is a very commonly occurring in freshwater bodies like lakes, ponds, etc. Generally, many stagnant water bodies shows the green colored mass on the surface of water. So this mass is the Azolla. So this Azolla is a aquatic fern. It is a heterosporous fern. As far as their plant body is concerned, it is very small in size, even though it is a member of fern or pteridophyte. This fern is having very small plant body. It is having very small stem. It is having bilobed leaves or two-lobed leaves, and as compared to stem, root system is long. It is branchless. So this fern or pteridophyte member Azolla, it is lush green in color, but under stress conditions it changes its color and looks like orange red color. So this Azolla pteridophyte member or fern is having this ability. It multiplies very fastly and covers the total surface of the water body within few days. So this Azolla double its body weight within only 3 to 5 days. That means it has a power of very fast growth, and it doubles its body weight within 3 to 5 days only. So dorsal leaves of this Azolla are chlorophyllous. These are dark green in color, and these dorsal leaves contains this Anabiana algae, blue-green algae. That means these dorsal leaves are chlorophyllous and they are with Anabiana. The fixation of nitrogen takes place by this Azolla due to association of the Azolla with Anabiana. That means nitrogen fixing ability in this Azolla is due to the symbiotic association between this Azolla and Anabiana algae. So the chief source of this nitrogen was first reported in Chinese workers. So many species of Azolla are available. Out of these species, this Azolla pinnata and Azolla folliculoides peaks near about 500 to 1000 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare per year. The Azolla plants or Azolla pteridophytic members species are generally used as a green manure. So we know various types of green manures are used by the farmers in order to maintain the soil fertility. So in addition to common green manures like dhancha, tag, etc., this Azolla is also commonly used by many farmers in the recent years as a green manure. So if we add this azolla in fields, especially in rice field, they multiplies very fastly in the standing water in the rice fields, and because of having ability to fix the atmospheric nitrogen due to association between this azolla with anabaena, it improves the soil fertility. That means the nitrogen content in the soil, marshy soil, waterlogged soil is enhanced due to the ability of this azolla anabaena association, and automatically fertility of soil increases, and due to this increase in fertility of soil by azolla in rice fields, especially near about 20 to 25% more yield response was reported. Near about 10 to 25% more yield response was reported when we add artificially this azolla in the rice fields as a green manure. So this use of this azolla in rice field increases the yield by 12 to 38%. So in addition to inorganic fertilizers, synthetic fertilizers, if we minimize the synthetic fertilizer doses and if we add the green manure of azolla, it is beneficial for maintaining the soil fertility and enhancing the yield of the crop plant of rice up to the 12 to 38%. This azolla decomposes within 7 to 10 days. That means within very short period of time, the azolla decomposes and adds 34% more nitrogen in the soil. It is a cheap source of nitrogen. Near about, it contains 45% nitrogen. In addition to this nitrogen, it also contains phosphorus 2.6%, potassium 0.9%. That means in addition to this nitrogen, it also contains another macronutrients like potassium as well as phosphorus in trace amount or in little amount. So this azolla, if we use as a green manure to the crop fields, it also acts as a secondary source of some another nutrients like calcium, magnesium, sulfur, etc. So this NPK means nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium. These are the major macronutrients which are utilized by the plants or used by the plants or required by the plants in excess quantities. In addition to this, it also adds the micronutrient like sulfur in the soil. That's why the Chinese peoples describe this azolla as a miniature factory of nitrogen. The Chinese peoples describe this azolla as a miniature factory of nitrogen. So as far as the production of this azolla culture is concerned, how do we can multiply, we can produce the azolla on the large scale. That means the production of azolla culture. So there are two methods of production of azolla culture. There are very simple methods. The first method is commonly known as standing water method, and second method is commonly known as nursery method. So in standing water method, it is followed generally in rice field. So generally in the rice field, standing water is available naturally. So inside this standing water, if we put the azolla culture, it multiplies naturally in this standing water in the rice field. That means for the successful or more growth of many plants of azolla in this standing water method, in rice fields, it can grow very well in less clay soil and soil which is having more sand particles. It requires temperature range about 20 to 30 degrees Celsius and pH range 5 to 7. That means it requires acidic pH, it requires mild temperature like 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, and it requires more sandy and less clay soils for its multiplication. So this azolla culture, if we multiply by standing water method, it is beneficial for the farmers to improve the soil fertility, which is beneficial for increasing the yield of the crop plant. So it is used as a cheap renewable source of nitrogen for the crops. So finally, we must know the methods of application of this any biofertilizer. So there is a very simple technique or simple method of application of this azolla as a biofertilizer. So this azolla is used as a green manure. I have told you earlier also. Azolla is used as a green manure. So I have told you there are a variety of green manures are used by the farmers. That means the green manure crops are taken and they are harvested and they are buried in the field. Afterwards, the another main crop was cultivated. Main crop is cultivated. That means as like this another green manures, if we use this azolla in the form of green manure, it enhances the soil fertility and it is responsible for increasing the yield of the crop plants. So it also used as a dual crop form for rice fields. That means this azolla Anabiana association is a beneficial for the increasing soil fertility, which is beneficial for the farmers for maintaining the soil health, for maintaining the nutrient status of the soil, as well as for increasing the crop yield of the plants like rice. That means this azolla, because of its occurrence in aquatic bodies, we don't cultivate the most of the crops in the aquatic bodies except rice. That's why this azolla Anabiana association is generally used as a biofertilizer in the crops like rice, and better results were reported throughout the world, and recently in many countries, rice growing countries, this azolla culture is added in the form of green manure in order to improve the soil fertility and enhance the yield of the crop also. So that's all about our next example of biofertilizer, Anabiana association with azolla. So next time I am going to discuss the next biofertilizer. Name of this biofertilizer is a trichoderma. So thank you very much.